Welcome to On Today's Ride. I'm Kieran, and this week we're in Taiwan for the Taiwan KOM Challenge, the toughest uphill race in the world. Check out those mountains. Taipei. Sort of arrived safely. Went for my luggage. Just the moment of truth as my bike turned up. But with the wonders of modern technology, as you can see on here, I am here and my bike's there because I've got an AirTag in it, which was a great investment. So now I know that my bike is here, and often they often stick bikes in funny places in the arrival tool and you wait for ages at the belt and then you find it was stuck in a corner somewhere. So with the AirTag I can find it. Anyway, so yeah, flight was good, pick up the bike, see if there's any other cyclists around. I know Ollie Bridgewood from GCN's around because he was behind me on the flight. And then we'll take the MRT, the fast train into Taipei, and we'll spend the night there. Okay, first night in Taipei, and I'm only staying one night in Taipei, and then in the morning I'm taking the train to Hualien, where the race is on Friday. So just one night in the city, so I'm staying in a hostel right near the train station. The train station is massive. And this is what you get for 540 new Taiwanese dollars. That's the currency here, which is about 12-13 quid. You get a little capsule like this. So that's my curtain. There's my little bed. Pillow, chargers, light, everything I need. Towel, had a shower. Perfect, so I'm going to get out, get a bite to eat. Noodle time, I think. Okay, found a noodle shop, a wonton shop. Wonton is like the dumplingy things. So not very vegan. I mean, I'm not vegan, but if there are vegan options, I'll go for them. They're not that easy to find in Taiwan. There are specific vegan buffet places which are excellent, but there isn't one near here, and I'm a little bit tired to go wandering around too much. But anyway, it's an excellent noodle shop. I've ordered pork wonton noodles in soup, so we'll see what we get. Right, here it is. It looks pretty good. I put some of this very evil chili sauce on. It's very spicy. So you've got, like, maneuver my chopsticks. Got noodles, got cabbage, got these wontons, which are really nice. Like little dumplings filled with some sort of meat, don't know what it is, and vegetables, so yeah, it's pretty good. And this comes to, I think, $90, which is, sounds a lot, but it's about £2. Okay, it's day one. I'm taking the subway. I like these are the waiting lines, so you know exactly where to stand. It's very organised and civilised type thing. We're just going to check out a couple of hostels, get some breakfast. I've got my subway card. Let's do it. Still quite a lot of mask wearing going on here. I'd say it's about 50-50, but it's 0% of the foreigners that I've seen. No surprises. Okay, we're going one stop on the blue line from Taipei main station to Ximen. We're going to check out a hostel or two to stay in next week when we come back from Hualien. I like these little streets in Taipei. This is quite a big little street. There's lots of tiny little alleys that just sort of snake in between houses. Anyway, we're going to get some breakfast. Bit of street food, I think scallion pancake, which is a classic Taiwanese dish. I think that's what he's making here. Yeah. Ni hao. Huh? No. It's okay. Speaks a little bit of English. Handed over. 40 change. Xie. Perfect. And we've got, well, it's not a scallion pancake. I don't know what it is. As is often the way in these countries, I don't always know what I'm buying. I have to say, I haven't spent that much time in Taiwan. I've been here, I think this is my third trip. Been to the KOM twice, and I came once and did a whole tour of the island by bicycle, which was superb. But I don't know it that well. I certainly don't know the language. and I don't know the food that well, so we'll be exploring some new options on this trip. Anyway, let's tuck in. It's a sort of pancake with stuff in it. It'll do me. And it was cheap. It was, well, 60, so like £1.50, something like that. Pretty good. Yeah, I don't know how to describe it. The pancake itself is superb, sort of buttery and flaky. I have no idea what's inside it, but it's very nice. It's kind of sweet and savoury at the same time. Anyway, it makes a good breakfast. So I'm in Silin, which is written Shilin, but I'm pretty sure it's pronounced Silin. And it's famous for its night market. The night markets here are quite a feature of Taiwanese life, and we'll definitely film one. But I've come to Silin to check it. Normally when I stay in Taipei, I stay here in Silin, and Silin is north of the sort of centre district where I'm staying at the moment. It's much more chilled. As you can see, a lot of trees around. Taipei is an interesting, well, the whole of Taiwan actually. I call it the loveliest, most ugly city in the world, Taipei. It's like architecturally, it's just zero. They've unfortunately destroyed all their old buildings. Very rare you see like an old building. And in their place they've built some quite horrible sort of 60s, 70s architecture. However, it's super green. There's just trees and little parks everywhere. And it's just a very pleasant city. It's very orderly, organised. First time I came here, I came from Vietnam. And when I arrived, I was like, who turned down the volume? It's so quiet and peaceful. No one's beeping horns and riding motorbikes on the pavements. Although the people who live here complain about the traffic. Well, that's how it goes. Anyway, so I've come here just to check out the place I used to stay, which I think is down that street. It was 4 years ago, so I can't quite remember, but it kind of looks right. Now look, you see nobody crossing the road, even though there's no traffic. You wait until that light goes green. No jaywalking in Taiwan. Now that's a brilliant idea. You pay a fee just to borrow an umbrella when you need one. Because you could need them here. It can be very wet. I think we're out of the rainy season now, but it can still rain. And that's what I fear coming up in the KOM. I've avoided looking at the... Check it out. I've avoided looking at the weather forecasts. Last time I did the KOM I was lucky, and it wasn't lovely, but it was dry and it was about 16 degrees the whole way up, which is good for cycling. The fear is that it just rains the whole way and then it gets really cold when you get up to near 3,000 meters, so then you've got to start taking jackets and stuff. Anyway, today is fantastic, sun shining in Taipei. I'd say it's 9 o'clock in the morning, it's about 25 degrees. It's a bit humid, but not overly, but it's certainly a bit nicer than it was when I left Wales. Okay, we're going to get the MRT subway back into town, get some breakfast, have a shower, pack up, drink more coffee, and then we head to Hualien, the town on the east coast, which apparently I've been told means Hualien, lotus fragrance. Very nice. Well, we're on the train heading to Hualien, just set off, and I did notice that when I picked my tickets up, I had 2 tickets, and I didn't understand what one of them was. And then I remembered that it was because I'd ordered a meal on the train, which I'd completely forgotten about, and bought a sandwich, which I've already eaten. And this is it, a little bento box. Look at that fantastic drawing on the box, painting. Let's do a bento unboxing. So, got the chopsticks. Try and do it with one hand, see what we get. Ooh, well, it's very Taiwanese, so a bit of rice, a bit of tofu, boiled egg, some sort of schnitzely meaty thing, bean sprouts, a bit of cabbage. It's alright. $80, that's about £2. Okay, I shall tuck in. Well, I just did my washing and hung it up. Recipe for disaster, and the rains have come. Anyway, this is the place I'm staying. It's a slightly weird, like, self-automated hostel. There's no one working here. You just get sent a code and let yourself in. Suits me. Tiny little room. I'll show you that later. But it's cheap. I've got my own room, and it's about the same price as a like dorm bed in most places. So that's good. Anyway, bike's out of its bag. there's all the stuff I've got to put it all together. Was going to get it together and go for a ride, but maybe not now. Okay, it's dinner time. I'm going to one of the vegan buffet places that are prevalent in Taiwan. I've been here before actually, I'd forgotten about it, but it's very near where I'm staying, so that's great. So it's, you take a plate, take a pair of tongs, and then you just help yourself, and there's a good array. Look, there's camera. You can see there's all sorts of stuff. So there's sushi, vegetables, mock meats, as they say, fake meats made from gluten. It's a little bit thin, maybe it's a bit late actually, probably should have come a bit earlier. But there's certainly enough of the spread. And then once you've chosen what you want, we pay by weight. Okay, goes on the scales. And then we get a price. It used to be about 100, 120, 104. Okay.
Hello.
Oh yeah.
Very good.
No. Kasika.
1.
And rice. 119. There we go. So I get my rice, get my food. 119, that's like just under £3. 6 a.m, sun's up. Rain has stopped. It was pouring last night. It was that sort of heavy rain that went on all evening and into the night, but I kind of thought hopefully that will rain itself out and we'll wake up to a lovely morning, which it is. So it's the day before race day. I did sleep. Last time I did KOM, one of my main enemies was jet lag, and I didn't really sleep the night of the event, which doesn't help. This time I didn't sleep too much on the plane. Trouble is, when you're traveling east, I find jet lag, I think a lot of people do find jet lag a lot worse, because basically you're trying to go to bed in the middle of the afternoon. But I didn't sleep too much on the plane, so I was tired when I arrived, and then I thought, even though I finally fell asleep yesterday at about 5 in the morning, I made myself get up at 7:30, which was tough. But it did mean that last night I did sleep, and I woke up at about 5, which will do me, because I've got to get up about 5 tomorrow for the race. So I'm not saying I've defeated it, the beast, but it's a start. Nice little park here in Hualien. People out playing tennis already, 6 in the morning. It's not hot, it's nice, there's a lovely temperature out. I'm in shorts, it's definitely shorts weather, but it's probably about 23 degrees out, not humid. I'm trying to see if there's somewhere open for breakfast, heading for the railway station. So the day before race day, I'm going to go for a ride. I didn't get out yesterday, but I'll go and ride up the highway, get some drone footage, do about 50k or something, and then there's the registration and announcements and all that stuff, and we get our little free presents, t-shirts and bags and stuff before the event, do the sign on, meet a few of the riders. I know a couple of guys from Chiang Mai. Yeah, so let's see what we can find for breakfast.
炒蛋或者是蛋饼这样子。
Well, I found some breakfast. This is my tactic. When there's no English menu, I just have a look and see what other people order and just say, I have the same. You never quite know what you're going to get, but that omelette looked good. Okay, on the bike, heading out of town. And look, a decent bike lane at last. Mostly for scooters, I would say. In fact, I'm the only cyclist I've seen so far. Yeah, morning. It's just before 8 o'clock in the morning. These dogs. It's lovely out. Let's hope it's like this tomorrow. What we don't want is a wet KOM. That would be miserable. But you get what you get. This temperature would be perfect, and then as we get into the climb, the morning will be moving on, temperatures will be rising, but then we'll be going higher, so could work all right. This morning I'm just going to ride up the highway when the race starts tomorrow. Okay, back up. So the race itself is about 100 kilometers. The first 20 are just north along the coast on this road. Nice little indigenous sculpture. The first 20 are just up this road at a fairly steady pace. However, that is in a way the most dangerous part. That's when accidents happen. You've got, this year there's 1,000 participants, most of whom are not professionals. Some are, but most aren't, and you've got to be very careful in that group ride up, because there'll be a lead car keeping pace even, probably 35 kph or something. But what you get is what's called the washing machine effect, where you try and get nearer the front where it's safer, and then inevitably a minute later you get washed to the back, and then you fight your way to the front and rinse and repeat, to continue the washing analogy. Okay, little pause. Yeah, so it'll be 20k up the highway. Try and stay near the front, because then we turn left into the Taroko Gorge, and the Taroko Gorge is a UNESCO World Heritage Site. It is beautiful. So not only is this one of the toughest, longest mountain roads in the world, it is one of the most beautiful. Anyway, so we turn into there, then the climbing starts, but the first 30k to the final 7-Eleven is sort of rolling. So the tactic is get on the back of a fast group, sit in, avoid doing anything silly like taking a turn on the front and expending energy, tuck in, head down, and try and hold on for that first 30k. And then after the 7-Eleven, the real climbing starts. The real climbing starts, and then you're on your own for the next 50 kilometers. 80k uphill, sea level to 3,250 meters. That's a hell of a rise. The average is nothing. The average is like 3.5% or something, but the last 10k is absolutely brutal. Super steep ramps just when your legs have absolutely given up. I saw people broken at the side of the road last time. Yeah, I did just go through a red light, but the way I see it is the road rules here are really for motorbikes and cars. Bicycles can sort of do what they like. That's what I say anyway. Yeah, that last bit, and last time I did it, I got to the last 10k and my legs were cramping, which I never get, and I couldn't get out of the saddle. Once I got out of the saddle, my legs seized up, so I had to stay seated in these 20% ramps. So that was interesting. And this year, as I said in my last video, I am doing it on my gravel bike, which isn't the best move, but my road bike is in Chiang Mai. Maybe I could have arranged things a little differently, but this is how it is. So I'm not planning to beat my time, no chance. This bike is a lot heavier, it's not a climbing machine. I am just looking to get to the top, and that is not a given. The birdies. Yes, in Taiwan is very mountainous. It is superb for cycling. The roads are great. Very few potholes, just smooth and even. I find the traffic to be very amenable. There's decent food. It's cheapish. It's not Vietnam, Thailand cheap, but it's okay for a couple of weeks. People are super sweet, super friendly. Be good to speak a bit more of the language. I think I'm going to have to work on my Mandarin. I mean, basically I get by with ni hao and xie xie, hello and thank you, and then just pointing at things and smiling, and that seems to work. And you know, you can use Google Translate as well, although I don't often do that. But yeah, the mountains are what we're here for. Those birds, super noisy. You see, both beautiful and ugly. all at the same time. So this is the very beginning of the Taroko Gorge. It's already super beautiful. One temple, I think I rode up there last time. Yeah, I did. I think I passed on that today. Yeah, so there's a little loop you can do just coming in. I took a bit of drone footage in there, keeping a beady eye out for coppers. But I don't want to push my luck. But it's okay just to film. So weather's good today. Just met a Taiwanese rider. He was very nice with his wife, so I had a little chat with him. He's in the same age category as me, although he was a lot faster last time we did it. I won't be breaking any records on this bike, really. I'm just trying to survive. But yeah, it's said to be the toughest uphill road race in the world, and I think that is probably true. It's also claimed to be the longest road climb in the world, and that isn't true, along with Alto de Letras in Colombia, which I've also ridden. It's also 80k. There are longer roads in the world and certainly higher ones, but for an organised race, yeah, I don't know of one that's as tough as this. And there's nothing you can do to prepare for it. Look how pretty this is, because it's the last bit that's the hard bit. So you can do 50k uphill, you can do 60k uphill, you can go up to 2,800 meters, but that last 10, 20k, the last few hundred meters of climbing, that you can't prepare for, because what's hard about it is that you've already been going uphill for 4 hours at that point. And nothing can prepare you for that except for going uphill for 4 hours. So it's a little bit like Everesting. You know, people say, oh, I can do 5,000 meters climbing. I can do 6,000 meters of climbing. Most cyclists can. But to get the last couple of thousand meters when you've already done 5,000 or 6,000, that's the hard bit. So that's what it's like. It is definitely one of the toughest things I've ever done. I was absolutely cooked last time when I got up. And it's not about fitness and strength. As with all these achievement events, it's completely psychological. It's a question of, can you keep on going when your body's screaming at you to stop? Your body's just saying, I've had enough. And what your mind will do, it plays this little trick. It starts asking you these questions. You know what minds are like. It'll say, and this is the ultimate question, it'll say, what is the point of this? And of course there's no answer to that. There is no point. So unless you're of strong willpower, which I can be when I set my mind to something, it's very easy just to say, fuck this shit, and I'm going home to bed. But I tend to very strongly dislike not doing what I say I'm going to do. And if I say I'm going to get to the top, by hook or by crook, I think I'm going to make it. Over the level crossing, heading back into town now. I've had my warm-up, my leg stretch. Feels good to be back on the bike. Had a few little chats with people. A few of the older guys I met as well, all of whom were a lot faster than me. Anyway, so right back into town. I'm going to go to a bike shop, just getting to look at my gears. They're a little bit clunky. And then get a bite to eat, and then head down to the hotel for registration. Sign on. This guy knows what he's doing. Nice. Got front derailleur sorted as well. It's a little bit slippy, so don't need that on the KOM. And met a couple of guys from Thailand as well. Well, I've signed on. I've got all my goodies. I'll show you that in a minute. There's Ollie from GCN. Got a sandwich. I did see Joel a minute ago. There's a guy I met in the station in Taipei. So there's a good crowd here. I think it's about 700, not 1,000 that I said earlier. I'm going to find somewhere. I might go outside for a minute actually. Organise my stuff. Oh, they had mechanics here. Damn. Right, I'm going to sit down over here. Okay, so we have got a water bottle. Ooh. A couple of bars and a gel. They'll come in handy for tomorrow. That's my drone. Numbers, have to put those on. Get a free t-shirt, exactly the same as last 4 years ago. And then this bag. So what happens is you take a bag of stuff to the start and they ferry that to the top. So you've got some warmer clothes at the top. And then you're supposed to take the bus down from the top that you pay £50 for, $50 US, I think, which I'm not going to do. I'm going to ride down. Anyway, that's the sign in. So in a minute we'll have a sort of introductory speech and get a bit of grub. Then we're good to go. Say hi.
Yeah, you're alright.
You're on film.
It's tiny, that.
It's a little one, isn't it?
A doorbell camera.
Anyway, this is Ollie saying hi from the KOM challenge. Okay, I'm back at the hotel. It's maybe like 5 o'clock, but already it's starting to get dark here, but then it gets light early, so that's a good trade-off because I'll need it in the morning because I've got to get up early. Anyway, I'm going to get the bike ready, get all my kit ready for an early start tomorrow, and that will be the end of part 1 of this video. Race day will be part 2. Hope to see you on that one on today's ride.